Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Gbagede Imo TV. I am Moriwe Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. My certificates were looted while I was in exile. TINUBU. INEC lists conditions for political parties to submit vice presidential candidates. Bandit may take over some states before 2023, Professor Abel. Again, NASU, SANU extends strike by 2 months. War massacre, Akeredolu issues executive order on compulsory installation use of CCTV devices. Tears as late gospel singer Osinachi's body arrives Abia for burial. IPOB leader's lawyer explains court order to UK PM Boris Johnson. And foreign story. Why, I beg your pardon, still on the national and the world news. Why I fought fan in Ogun, Yoruba actor Ogogo. And foreign story, British varsity bans Ekoremadu over organ harvesting allegation. Finally, sport, wardrobe. Super Falcons ready to conquer Africa again. The news in detail. Ahmed Bola TINUBU, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, has told the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) that his certificates were looted by unknown persons while he was on self-exile. According to a report by New Telegraph, TINUBU, in his sworn affidavit in support of his nomination form, said he went on self-exile from October 1994 to October 1999. And when I returned and discovered that my property, including all the documents relating to my qualification and my certificate in respect of paragraph 3 above, were looted by unknown persons. The candidate kept information regarding his primary and secondary education, but said he attended the University of Chicago between 1972 and 1976, where he obtained a B.Sc in economics. He also said he had B.Sc in business and administration, as well as certificate in public accounts. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji ATIKU Abubakar, presented the master's degree he obtained in 2021 as his highest educational qualification. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Friday listed the conditions for political parties to submit candidates whose names have been forwarded to the Commission. For the electoral umpire, the law does not give any political party the right to replace a validly nominated candidate, as it is the prerogative of the individual to be constituted and submitted. This comes amid report that some political parties, including the All Progressive Congress APC and Labour Party, nominated their vice presidential candidates as placeholders pending the conclusion of talks for a substantive candidate to be picked. While the former forwarded the name of Ibrahim Kabiru Masari as its vice presidential candidate, the latter had nominated Doyin Okupe for the same position. Reacting to the development, INEC National Commissioner Festus Okoye said the electoral body would take a decision in accordance with the Electoral Acts. In the form submitted by the various political parties, they submitted forms relating to their presidential candidate, and they also submitted forms relating to their vice presidential candidates, and that is in compliance with the provisions of the Constitution and in compliance with the provisions of the law.
Well, the Section 29, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022 obligates the Commission to publish the names of validly nominated candidates within a period of 7 days after the receipt of their nominations. So if a candidate has been validly nominated, and if a candidate has passed through valid party primaries, and the name of the candidate has been submitted by the leadership of the political party concerned, then the Commission is under a constitutional and legal obligation to publish such a name, to publish the particulars of such an individual or candidate. But if a political party submits to the Independent National Electoral Commission the name of a candidate that did not emerge from party primaries or did not emerge from valid party primaries, the commission is not obligated to publish the name of such a candidate.
Former political advisor and country representative to Uganda, Joel Mudewa Abel, on Saturday said the 2023 general election is far from being realistic, going by all manners of evil committed by Nigerians. He said some bandits and insurgents may take over some states, making it difficult for the poor masses to exercise their voting rights. Professor Joel, a former lecturer in the Department of Political Science, noted that there is no how a country with everyday banditry attacks, killings, stealings by billions of naira, abduction of human beings, and inflation will conduct free and fair elections. He said the country was a bit better in 2015 as bandits were not too pronounced, yet a certain president failed the election. He said already many Nigerians, especially the poor masses, are tired of politics in Nigeria and are confused as to whom to vote to liberate them from incessant attacks and hunger. Non-Academic Staff Union NASU and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities SANU have extended their strike action by additional 2 months. The extension was contained in a circular to branch chairman of the union and made available to Daily Post in Ilorin on Friday. The circular dated June 24, 2022 was jointly signed by the General Secretary of NASU, Prince Peters A. Adeyemi and Mohammed N. Ibrahim. The circular noted some successes recorded on the issues in dispute, but said, in view of the fact that federal government is still a long way from effectively resolving the issues in contention, it is only expedient that we allow the process to be fully concluded before directing the end of the strike. Consequently, you are hereby informed that the strike has been extended by 2 months, within which we are hoping that all the contentious issues would have been effectively laid to rest. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State has signed an executive order for the compulsory installation and use of closed-circuit television (CCTV) device in all public and private institutions across the states. This was sequel to the increased spate of insecurity in the country and the need to ensure security of lives and properties in all public and private institutions and centers throughout the state. The executive order shall be enforced at all religious places of worship, financial institutions of all kinds, event centers, supermarkets, educational institutions, schools, hotels, motels, guest house, inns, restaurants, clinics, and health centers, eateries of all kinds, recreation or vehicular parks, and other places regularly used by the public. This was contained in a statement issued and signed by the governor's chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, in Akure. Amidst tears, the remains of the late Ekweme singer, Osinachi Nwachukwu, have arrived in her hometown in Amakoke Umwaku community, Abia, for burial. Daily Post report that Osinachi, who died on April 8, 2022, was reported to have suffered domestic violence prior to her death. Until her death, Osinachi was a chorister at the headquarters of the Dunamis International Gospel Center in Abuja, and reports has it that she's been finally laid to rest till this evening. From that story, we'll go straight to another story from the world news. Aloy Ejimako, special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has explained to British Prime Minister Boris Johnson that his client did not jump bail in 2017 as claimed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari made the claim on Thursday during a bilateral meeting with Johnson on the sideline of the 26th Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, in Kigali, Rwanda. He then said that political solution or bail could not be offered to the separatist leader, a statement that has unsettled Kanu's lawyers and supporters. Reacting on Saturday as done in previous moments, Ejimako argued that his client did not jump bail but fled for safety. Ejimako had defended Kanu's departure to the United Kingdom following invasion of his ancestral home in Umuahia, Abia State by security agents, where death recorded and many injured. You are watching the world news from BGI TV. More to come. Veteran Nollywood actor Taiwo Hassan, popularly known as Ogogo, has spoken up following a public fight with a fan on the streets of Ilaro, Ogun State. Videos trending on the internet showed the actor in a tussle with a man in the midst of a crowd and afterwards getting into his car and driving away. Sharing videos of the incident, Hassan took to his Instagram page on Friday to explain the reason for the altercation. According to him, he said, fan alongside others approached him and demanded he pay the sum he could not afford. Despite giving them all the money he had, the said fan then proceeded to drag his clothes, and this resulted in his reaction. Before bloggers pick up this, let me tell my side of the story and the truth, he wrote in the caption. He added, I was in Ilaro, my hometown, for an inspection of a project, after which some unknown guys walked up to me for the normal appraisals. We watch your movie, give up money. We watch you all through our childhood. All this as an actor we hear every day. I offered all I had on me, and one of them dragged me by my clothes and demanded for an amount I can't pay. I asked him to leave me. He said, do your work, the rest is a story. The next story is the foreign news. The University of Lincoln, United Kingdom, has banned Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who he's recently appointed a visiting professor of corporate and international leakages. This followed Thursday's arrest and subsequent arraignment of Ekweremadu and his wife, Beatrice, in London for alleged conspiracy to harvest the kidney of 15-year-old Upo Unwamini David. David, according to the prosecution, was trafficked from Nigeria and entered the UK with the passport of a 41-year-old man. The London Mail yesterday quoted the university spokesperson as saying that Ekweremadu's duty as an institution have been suspended for the time being. Visiting professors are often, as is in this case, non-resident at the university, unpaid and advisory, the university spokesperson said. And finally, sports. Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldron says the team is battle ready for a successful title defense at the 2022 Africa Women's Cup of Nations in Morocco, report CompleteSports.com. The Super Falcons has pitted in Group C alongside with title rivals South Africa and debuting Burundi and Botswana. Waldron charges test their preparedness for the competition with two friendlies against Nigeria League champions Bayelsa Queens and Niger Rattles in Abuja on Thursday. We have a little bit of work to do and picking numbers right away. On the scale of 10, we are 7 or 8, Waldron told reporters. The matches we played enable us to evaluate the level of readiness of the team for the championship. These two games played today gave us a way to evaluate areas of concentration on the team. We are always in the pressure. We understand the pressure they come with, and I also understand their responsibility to the whole country. Supporting the team is to win it for the 9th time and 10th time possibly. We have to cope and manage their pressure. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, some major headlines. We brought to you my certificate were looted while I was in exile, TINUBU. INEC leads conditions for political parties to substitute vice presidential candidates. And to the academic strike going on. Again, NASU, SANU extend strike by 2 months. And finally, from sports story, Wardrobe, Super Falcons ready to conquer Africa again. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, the handle is Baba Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to enjoy our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, kindly dial on the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist. No stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.